And welcome to our live discussion for the Itty Bitty Litty Committee. I'm Beastie Boy.
I'm Table.
I'm Red.
And I'm inebriated Shino Brando.
And we'll be discussing recent movies and series, actually, from across the universe, live with the crew. So if anything, we'll be talking about that, talking about some Spider-Man No Way Home, and talking about some Hawkeye Season 1. So spoilers ahead if you haven't watched it. If you have watched it, stick around, comment in the sections, and all that stuff. So yeah.
Or if you like spoilers, I personally love being spoiled for things. It's great, hilarious. Would recommend.
different breed. Built
yeah.
different.
So as Beastie just said, tonight we're going to be chatting through both the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus, that was week to week, and also Spider-Man No Way Home. Before we get to spoilers of No Way Home, I'm aware not everybody has seen that movie quite yet, and also there's a whole predicament happening that makes that unwatchable right now. So, directly after our Hawkeye discussion, we're going to chat just for a couple minutes about our spoiler-free thoughts.
Okay.
Just to give everybody the time to, here's what we think, and then bow out before anything gets super spoiled.
Fair enough.
So, this is a very interesting stream because usually we do... In this time slot, we usually do news and we usually do a comic review. But fucking you guys like Hawkeye. Let's talk Hawkeye and Spider-Man, shall we?
If you like Hawkeye, we've got a very obvious comic recommendation. Go read the book that a lot of the art styles in this
Matt
show
Fraction
are
and David
on.
Asia is the writer.
What was the year on that one? Was it what, 2011? 11? Okay.
Yeah. All right, speaking of
I was
Hawkeye...
going to say 7 and that rhymes, so close.
All right, speaking of Hawkeye, let's jump right in. A lot of people on Twitter are saying this is the best Disney Plus series yet. Where did we fall?
Second best.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, second best.
What goes first then? If
Loki still slapped it. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I felt Loki could have been better than it was, whereas Hawkeye felt like it hit all of its beats exactly the way it intended to. So I want to give it props for that.
I understand. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of which was driven by the new characters that we got introduced, especially Kate Bishop.
We're delighted to see her on screen.
That's a sapphic person very soon, promise.
Damn.
And B, Haley Steinfeld rocked this fucking role.
She really, really did. And, credit where credit's due. Marvel's writers aren't always the best at providing good dialogue. But this show was A, not bad for that, and B, like, everyone was genuine about everything, and that made a difference.
Yeah, this felt more like two people actually talking than any show that came before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how poetic monologues are, most people will not get through an entire one before someone wants to say something back.
I feel that.
Me too. But
see, my thing was with this is that the reason why it's ranked second to me is that as fun as a romp as it was, right? How could I say it? Between all the rest of the shows, the overlasting impact, right? Overall, right? It doesn't really hit as much.
Oh, okay,
that's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
As where Loki's got this grandiose thing going on. Of course, it's made that way because it's got a second season. So, but like, right? That's why for me, it's still got a tier higher because, well, it's got a bigger scope going in. And I mean, like, its build up all along was very entertaining. Like everybody was hooked every fucking week. You know what I mean? It was very much a talk almost every week. Shit, the fucking thing's meme worthy. You love Gator Loki.
100%.
Right? So I mean, it doesn't have the same wave. I mean, the show's good, don't get me wrong. And that's why I say it's second best, because it is really good compared to everything else. But before, like, Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, it eats those for sure.
No, I know what you mean though, because like, WandaVision, Falcon the Winter Soldier, and Loki. I swear to God, people on my social media feeds wouldn't shut the fuck up about them.
Yeah.
Like, so I
And
know
what
for a
if
fact I'm following people who watch these shows. Didn't hear a lot of chatter about Hawkeye.
You probably heard that about like What If for the first 3 episodes, and everybody bowed out until the last
Yeah.
one.
That's exactly how What If went. But yeah,
Exactly.
no, you're right. That because the scope was smaller and because it was, don't get me wrong, I love street level heroes, so this was
Yeah.
my shit. But
Yeah.
because it didn't, the actual impact on the Marvel universe appears to be that the hardcore Marvel fans were like, sure, I guess, but they weren't theorizing or crazy about it the way people were for
Yeah.
either WandaVision, Loki, or even the Falcon and Winter Soldier to some extent.
Even
Yeah.
Spider-Man, that took over no matter what show was on. Our
Yeah.
next review later on in this show was its own hype machine.
The hype that did not stop.
Correct.
Okay.
I found a lot of that was like from Kate Bishop's and Hawkeye's beginning of this relationship. Like, it was, this whole show was a mantle trying to be passed.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it needed to be. My main gripe with the show, and I like a lot of it, I like a lot of the character moments, especially when Yelena shows up. We've got lots and lots to work with there, and so do all
Yeah.
these characters. My one gripe is that it takes place during Christmas.
That's
The
your
Christmas
only gripe?
specials?
And my one gripe is all the other shows thus far,
Mhm.
and
Ambiguous.
most of the movies thus far are evergreen. Whereas that definitively takes place inside of a season. A
Yeah,
very
that's
specific time
also-
of year.
I feel like that was also an attempt to add to the gimmicky nature of it. This
Mm.
wanted you to think of it as less serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like this show, if you had taken it as seriously as you take some Marvel properties, wouldn't have lasted. At least not with a large portion of the audience. It just couldn't take it because that's
Right.
not what it was. So by making it a Christmas story, it forces some of that pressure off because there's only so much you can scrutinize a Christmas story before you become an asshole.
Right.
Mhm.
Wicked. Hawkeye is a Christmas story.
100%. 100%.
Confirmed.
At the same time, I think my biggest gripe with the show was that in order to do the things it wanted to do, and by do the things, I mean basically just tell you a variation of that 2011 Hawkeye book,
Mhm.
it basically went, okay, we know we set up Hawkeye to be a particular kind of guy and character in the MCU, and we've decided we don't like that guy or character, so he's somebody else now. And I was like, okay. And then in addition to that, because they pulled so much imagery and inspiration on so many points from that one specific book, those artists and creators should have been credited. They should have been paid. They should have gotten some sort of official and direct acknowledgement from Marvel that they didn't really get. And the only acknowledgement they got was as a result of pointing out that they weren't getting any. And that fucking bites. Marvel's had a bad rep the last few years of not acknowledging the creators it's pulling from and Disney on a larger extent, the creators who it's pulling from on its big scale projects. Looking at you refusing to pay your royalties on all of the Star Wars novels. But
Yep.
to see that trend continue is upsetting and really worrying. It's really worrying that they think they have the right to play with whatever they want in regards to these properties without paying the people who put in the work.
Correct.
Selfish mouse, motherfucker. How dare you?
Fucking mouse.
I buy your stuff all the time. Treat these people right, damn it.
why
Listen.
we hate the
I,
mouse.
I pay the mouse money, and too much money. Let's just all agree, okay?
I see you have Mickey's glove back there.
Yeah.
I mean Thanos.
Yeah, bro. Sony's right. That one. Sony's in blue. Like,
Right?
anyway, some very stellar characters in this show that I want to kind of circle back to are.
I have a question before you do that. I have a question for you guys.
Mhm.
Have you all chosen a mommy yet?
Yes,
Pardon?
correct. Yes,
Okay.
I have. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. I have.
Yeah. Who's your mommy right now?
Yeah, Kate's mom.
Understood. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Because this could be so
Uh-huh.
stupid, and this is the result of the kind of show we're doing.
Uh-huh.
It's Bishop's mom has got its going on.
Yeah, understood. I'm not mad at that. Via Farmiga's not bad looking at all. I get it. Beastie.
Whose mom?
The Russian spy herself.
I know.
Yelena.
I understand. I understand, Yelena. I get it. I get it.
The Belova family.
I get it. I get it.
I understand.
Table.
Maybe gay, but I don't have a mommy kink. But I would go on a date with Yelena, and whatever happens there, man.
I understand. You all are wrong. And the correct answer is Echo. Let's continue.
You're right.
I can see that. I feel
You're
that
right.
too. But Yelena.
Wait, hang on. Let's flip to her for a second, shall we?
As soon as Black Widow showed up, and then we saw the sister, I was sold from there.
Don't get me started on Black Widow as a movie.
Yeah.
We're not.
No, yeah.
Did you notice, audience? We didn't do anything for Black Widow. Anyway,
there's
moving
no
on.
reason.
There was someone asking?
I'm not ever gonna get over that weird office scene.
Understood.
Anyway, sorry. Yelena
Yeah.
Yeah.
being A, just awesome. B, mac and cheese.
It's good for you. Like,
Macaroni in a pot. Anyway,
No, I need a mop.
what? How? Jesus, no. Oh, look, a drink.
I'm so
Anyways.
sorry. That's what this is for.
I won't say that as long as these ladies are on screen. Deal?
Understandable, thank you. But no, Echo was fun. Echo was nice. I know there was a fair amount of concern from the few people who I follow who did talk about Hawkeye about her being portrayed well. Because Marvel's not always great about ethnic stories.
Yeah.
But I think it was good.
Especially this entire show was built in to let the hard of hearing or the deaf audience know that, hey, this is also the world outside your window.
Well, yeah. And I know that's been a big thing since fucking Avengers.
One of us.
Yes. But that a lot of people were disappointed that Hawkeye wasn't hard of hearing for most of his existence in the MCU. So to bring that in was fucking nice. A little late, but better late than never.
There's a particular scene that I'll never get over and will leave a lasting impact, at least to me, is when Hawkeye's hearing aid is broken and Kate has to help him get through a conversation on the phone with his son.
Yeah. See, Jeremy Renner carries hurt in his face so much that I can't look at him for very long because it gets to me a little bit, and I'm just like, let's fast forward through this because.
The man's gonna get
face. He's about to cry at all times.
Yeah.
Sheila's just sitting there. Wow, this water's coming out of nowhere. What's happening?
Somebody cut
Fuck is this salt? Yeah, it's like the fuck is this salt water, man?
Yeah.
I remember this.
Oh, jeez.
No, that's fair. Jeremy Renner. Okay, look. I and the people I talk to online give Jeremy Renner a lot of shit because he is genuinely just some guy.
And he does genuinely just some guy so well.
But he's just some guy, and he's also a very good actor. I still think that app was a bad idea, though.
Listen, man. He let you know he was in on the joke when he met Rhonda. And he told her, "Listen, like we're on a floating island. I'm fighting robots. I got arrows. None of this makes sense. You know what I mean?
Shit
It doesn't make sense. I'm here.
This
though.
shit, me with it? Doesn't make
No,
sense.
right? What am I doing here? That makes what the fuck?
Can you believe I'm alive right now?
Right? So how about this? I'm gonna give you a membership to our club because I need your backup right now. Because there's
Or-
fucking killer robots. Do you get it?
It's
I'm
all
a father of 3. There's fucking killer. Thank you. You're an Avenger now. Thank you.
And
That-
again, right, go ahead.
that dude and Wanda. He was like, "Listen, there's space magic. If I've got 50% of that, we could go. We're good."
No, fuck. Please join me.
God.
But again, making the backstory they gave Hawkeye in this one in the MCU was fucking weird, and everyone hated it. Like everyone hated it. So I'm kind of glad they retconned it and just have done away with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
There is a part of me that says you write a bad story, you carry it out to the bitter end. But then there's the other part of me that reads comics and goes, actually, no, don't do that.
Oh boy.
And-
you
Yeah.
take away that's built into the Marvel method. You see.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. I'm actually really glad that the Marvel universe, like the MCU, is shifting more to how comics tell stories, because that's how you create a sustainable long-term project that they honestly weren't going to be able to do otherwise. You have your Elseworlds, you have your weird shit, you have stuff that just changes or gets added, and yes, it's been there the whole time, and no, we didn't talk about it. Shut up.
Looking at you, Vulcan.
Oh, we're talking about Adam X. What?
Yeah.
You don't speak the usurper's name.
Well, I've seen people talk about like how they want to see the like mutants get brought into the MCU, and I think they have the right of it that you shouldn't go, oh, this sudden thing has happened and now there are mutants. There have always been mutants. We just didn't acknowledge them. Like we didn't acknowledge queer people until the mid '90s, and they were all dying all of a sudden.
Oh my
Great.
God, table.
Damn.
Fire.
I know. Listen, that last bit is because that bitch watched Tick Tick Boom, and I know it.
Oh my god.
Maybe so.
Understood.
But
Sorry.
yeah, like comic storytelling in movies, I'm excited to see how that carries forward. But credit your creators, please, Marvel. I'll kill you otherwise.
Can we talk about?
DC's doing it, and they're doing a whole lot of it too.
Yeah. Can we talk about? Listen, we've talked about all great, excellent, good boys and girls in this show. Can we talk about the best boy?
Pizza.
Pizza Dog.
It's a dog.
Yeah, it's Pizza Dog.
I mean, he had so much little screen time though.
It doesn't matter. It's the best character.
I mean,
Lucky.
all right. All right. Let's talk about Pizza Dog, I suppose.
For
He
like
was
a
a dog.
whole second.
I guess yeah, he was a dog with one eye,
Mm-hmm.
And he was adorable.
Was fed pizza.
Mm-hmm.
His name
What's
is
the name?
Pizza Dog, like the Earl of Sandwich.
Right. He was the captain of the guard for the house.
I see.
He
Someone
did a
had to
poor
be.
right. He did a poor job of it. Just ate pizza. Understood. But is a good old boy. Went up from homeless to sheltered. Now living at Hawkeye's house. Hey, look at that!
Right?
Damn! Look at you, Lucky. You're making good for yourself right now.
Moving on up, as they say.
Moving on to the east side.
Actually, I like this. There's some like
And then-
appreciation to like the side characters too. That like the neighbors from the LARPing event.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
like what is it? I think I don't know the specific name of the character, but like the actor I think is Grills.
Yep,
Bear
that is
Grylls?
wearing the yeah no like not Bear Grylls, but I think his name is just like Grills. Yeah.
Bear Grylls
This.
on
But
Hawkeye.
yeah, but no, but like him and the LARPing group just was like kind of like a neat addition. Just have like that like that street level like little known heroes, but as well like this like citizens that are just like, hey man, like you get to do this every day. We like just get to imagine it and all this stuff, and just like seeing like the interactions between an actual hero and then someone who's like doing everyday work was like pretty interesting. So
That's him. I dress up as a superhero every day. I also take medication. Continue.
Moon
But
Knight,
no,
is
you're
that you?
completely right. Ugh, when you know Moon Knight doesn't stay on his meds. Come on.
when it takes meds, that'd be first.
But no, you're completely right that
Mhm.
something that it gets disregarded in Marvel movies because a lot of the time they just don't have the time is the heroics to ground interaction. You get heroics to like their friends' reaction, which comes up in No Way Home, which we'll talk about soon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's genuinely not the same
Mhm.
because again, these people are sort of acquainted with the surreal lives that are heroes. So to have someone go like, "Hey, yo, what? It's always fun. And
Mhm.
it's also a good because again, the show is so much about that street level, so much about being grounded in outside your window versus a lot of the MCU which can't be anymore. That to have not viewer inserts, but people that the viewer can go, actually, no, I get that. It's nice to see, and it was a good move.
Looks like we're headed back to the streets, anyways. I mean, they've literally brought in the tracksuit mafia, and you know who they work
I
for.
love the tracksuit mafia. Shut up.
Everybody loves the tracksuit mafia. Who doesn't like the tracksuit
Yo,
mafia?
they're excellent fucking
Bro.
villains, bro.
Fuck, man.
And the name of the
the
company is
best.
Trust Bro. Like,
Trust a bro, man. Bro,
fucking
Oh,
excellent.
man.
Every time they're on screen, I'm like, oh yeah, it's those guys. I like those guys.
do we look like Royal Tenenbaums? Yeah.
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 Yes, actually.
Well, now that you mention it,
Yeah, speaking of well, hey, we mentioned him. Let's in episode 6, we got a glimpse of a character we haven't seen for a couple years and on a significantly different streaming service.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's been cannibalized and no longer exists.
no one has to worry about it.
No one has to worry about it.
has to know. Like,
Jeez.
Oh god.
so
No.
a little bit of the backstory with this is that Vincent D'Onofrio was asked to play this character exactly like the one from Daredevil,
Mm-hmm.
and it was also Vincent's choice to wear that ridiculous shirt.
Let him,
He
man.
was
He's
right.
Kingpin. You
The-
do whatever
Yeah,
you
so-
want.
The story,
Like I say, yeah.
the little bit of backstory is apparently that's been that comic panel where that comes from has been his desktop on his phone since he first saw it.
Oh,
That's
really?
actually
And so when
funny.
he showed up and like got on set, he's like, "So this is what I want."
I'll do it.
Understood, man. I'm not mad at that.
Respect.
I can imagine him go to the Marvel execs who's like, "You want me, right? I want this."
Yo,
Red
bro,
shirt.
he pulled a Sam Jackson. Motherfucker, what? I want a purple saber. All right.
I mean, sure.
Sure.
Sure,
We want
okay.
you, but so take the money.
Here you go.
You know what? Get our best art designers here. Fuck it. Like,
It's one of my favorite memes out there right now. It's just like Star Wars fans theorizing why Mace Windu has a purple saber, trying to say that he has an understanding of the good and bad of the Force.
Yeah.
Next panels, Sam Jackson walking to George Lucas's office. I want a purple saber, motherfucker.
I want to be able to pick myself out of a crowd.
Right?
yeah. Oh man, I love it. Yeah, but yeah.
Does anybody have a problem where this ended?
No,
I-
I mean,
I
if
have
we're-
questions about how it ended.
listen, if we're
I've
not
got
doing
answers.
spoilers here, if we are doing spoilers, because I don't
Oh, we're
give a
doing
shit.
spoilers for both. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Because I mean, it's out there. He ain't dead. There'd be no way he's dead. There's no point in
So,
bringing him
so
in to kill
you
him.
There
don't
you
understand
go.
how quick I
Here he
yelled at
is.
my screen.
Come on, man. He ain't dead. If anything, I feel it's either he lost an eyeball
Mm.
or just took a minor injury.
Yep.
Or he grabbed that gun and she missed, and I feel bad for her if she did. So I mean,
But she, bro, she's getting her own.
Is he
series.
wrong though? Is he wrong?
I
though?
hope the Echo series, which by the way we're getting an Echo series, which is fucking
Yeah.
tastic. I hope the Echo series picks up exactly where we left off. We hear the same shot, and then it's like it's Kingpin with his hand on the gun, so it like just misses him, and he goes, "That was a bad choice."
I mean, whew. You see, like I was like, yo, Kate, you need to come at him with a different strategy, because this
A
man
bigger
is
gun,
going to,
like
yeah, he's gonna break you. You need to stop. Yeah, I'm here sitting here like I'm like, this man is the kind of dude who regularly throws Spider-Man around.
Yeah.
Fucking Spider-Man around. So I mean, like, yo, Kate, come with a different strategy,
Man.
please.
Those
And don't get
arrows,
me wrong.
they ain't doing nothing.
Echo was to some extent everything that I wish Taskmaster had been in the Black Widow movie
yes.
because they fucked that up so bad in that.
Hey,
movie.
y'all,
They
you notice how
totes did.
hey
And
And
y'all,
it was
you
nice
notice how
that
we
they
didn't
took the take two. What's up, Brad?
You know,
Hey y'all, you notice how we didn't do any Black Widow content?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you clarified that.
We've
Yes.
mentioned, yeah.
Also, Table, do you want to clarify what you just said about Taskmaster?
But
That the Taskmaster and Black Widow was a fucking weird decision, and while I understand it within its own scope, it was a bad call.
listen, I have one part of Black Widow I do like.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
The end credits. All right, gotcha. Let's go.
Anyway,
There will come a day when, even
Yeah.
if it's just you guys in a closed, non-internet space, where I bitch about why Black Widow was a shitty movie, but we
Mhm.
don't need to get into that here.
Yeah.
I mean, not here, no. But I'm there for this conversation. All kinds. All
It
kinds.
was just so bad. Why would they do those choices?
I wouldn't know, but I
So-
wouldn't even wipe my ass with the movie reel. Let's go on.
moving
Brutal.
on from that
Ouch.
absolutely slash of a mini review of Black Widow. The last couple things I want to mention is the very last thing we see in Hawkeye is Rogers the musical.
I wish it
And I-
wasn't.
10 out of 10 did not like.
I wish it wasn't.
And I just want to tell everybody and remind everybody
Mm-hmm.
and make perfectly fucking clear,
Yep.
this is the worst 3 minutes of the entire show.
That's easily the worst. 3
Within
minutes of the
all
entire show.
6 episodes, I will sit through every second of the credits in multiple languages before I'll watch that 3 minutes over again.
Like
I
look,
oh,
go ahead,
I sat through the whole thing hoping that it would have some kind of payoff.
Like,
Some kind
who's
of
in the
payoff.
crowd? Come on!
Something, or but no.
Or pans over to someone at least, but
Something.
Fuck
I got a full on musical. 1 that wasn't good, and 2 I didn't pay for. So 3 it was free, and that's even worse.
look. There are a lot of very poor musicals that already exist. Marvel didn't need to add another one.
Right?
Fuck, no, that one left me feeling like Les Miserables. Fuck, that was fucking terrible, man. Jesus Christ.
Listen, I'll tell you that it's more like Cats than it is Hamilton.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. I also think a good point is that they could have made the joke without subjecting us to that.
And also,
The joke of a Rogers musical is fucking funny.
Yeah.
That is a good bit.
Mhm.
Either A, you needed to make it better if you were going to show me any of it, so I would actually want to see the whole thing, or B, you needed to not include it at all. And they chose C, which was the worst option.
It's not even accurate. Man wasn't even there. Why
You
would
know-
you put him in the fucking what the? Oh,
my gripe with those 3 minutes is they released the song on Spotify after episode 2. So for 4 weeks, this song has been available, and you didn't have to do that. And the episode
That's-
6 came out, and they went, but we shot it, though.
That's like when iTunes added that U2 album to your fucking to your iTunes account when no one asked for that. When no one asked for that.
Wow, that's savage.
Once again.
Jesus.
Who asked?
On this episode of Who Asked?
Yeah. Hey, look, there's that week's piece, there's this week's piece, and the last piece of 2021's Who Asked News.
Yeah. In this episode of
wasn't
Who,
us.
right, in this episode of Who Asked, Shooter asks, but why?
on the next episode of Who Gives a Fuck, not us.
Right? No, huh?
All right.
Yeah. But you know what? I am also happy that this show confirmed something for me
Mhm.
that I sat with for a long time, because for me, I was just like, okay, Hawkeye's married, cool, but who the fuck is Laura Barton?
Yeah.
Because I've never
That's a
heard of
good
Laura
question.
Barton before. Because to me, he was always hooked up with Bobby Morse,
Yeah.
the Mockingbird. So it's just
Yeah.
like, who the
The
fuck?
Mockingbird didn't exist here, so it would have been
Yeah.
worse if they introduced her as just a housewife, and I stand by that. I'd
Right.
rather they make a shitty OC than introduce Mockingbird and be like, but she's not actually Mockingbird, don't worry
Which
about
is-
it. I'd kill
Right,
her.
but I you know, like, at least they like give me that nod of like, is possibly Bobby Morse, like she's in shade, she's an agent of Shield. Yes, understood. I get it. I mean, like, I can tell you right now, Linda Cardellini ain't gonna do fucking kung fu right the fuck now. So I mean, like, I'm not mad with her being like a retired agent. I'm not mad at that. So if it is Bobby
Yeah.
Morse, all to you, because I mean, at one point Mockingbird was inactive for a fucking long time. So I mean, hey, You can weave that in if you wanted to.
It's
I'm not
the
mad at it either.
misogyny, Shino. Come on.
I mean, if you want to look at it that way, I mean,
I
you
mean,
literally, I don't know. I mean, you literally got Wanda out there being so being
I mean, Wanda's always what Wanda's gonna be.
right.
So.
We got Kate just now. We getting America Chavez just now. I mean, we in good hands. We in good hands.
Bro.
All
They're on
right.
their way.
In
Bro.
chat, we have Dooley Rogue 7 saying happy birthday, Shino.
Oh, thank you very much.
Cypher the Sky Dragon? Sorry, that's Cypher. Different.
That's an old handle when I used to play a Mobile Suit RPG.
Oh shit.
Damn, dude.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's our thoughts on Hawkeye. All right. So,
Positive. But there is always room for improvement.
yeah, 100%. But like definitely not the bottom of the barrel from this year.
Oh no.
No, that spot unfortunately belongs to What If.
Yeah.
If we're talking the shows.
Good.
If we're talking the shows, I guess.
But anyway, this is now the
Yeah,
spoiler-free segment.
Dooley, like 20 years ago for real.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
This is our spoiler-free segment for our review of Spider-Man No Way Home.
You have 2 minutes to vacate, then it's
Yeah.
on.
So, here we go. Spoiler-free thoughts. What did everybody think? Good, bad, indifferent?
It was okay. It was good.
Beastie, what you got?
it was fucking amazing. But it had some like loophole things or plot hole situations, which I was like, eh.
This is why I said it's okay.
Yeah. So like, no, but the thing is, it was fan service. I liked the fan service. I was there for fucking it. But it was like it was good for what it did and what it was doing, and it knew what it was doing, and I'm happy about that. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree that I enjoyed it and I think it was good. But it was kind of a fucking sausage fest. Like, there are 3 female characters with speaking lines, one of which is Betty, who says one line singular. And then there's like the vaguely feminine looking person who was shoveling in the sanctuary that was included in the trailer. So this isn't a spoiler.
Yeah.
And other than that, there was just like a person who appears in the first act. But that makes 5 women in this movie. 5.
I mean, technically, there's a Tia that shows up, so like, but that's later on in the movie. But like,
Look at me, Beastie.
no, but I'm not wrong. Like, I'm making
That
sure
is
that you
in
include her.
fact, to Beastie's point, that is in fact a woman who talks.
Yeah, she is speaking different language. Which on Twitter people are joking about this, but it's very funny that people are like saying it's the most it's their
The most
most favorite.
representation.
No. Their favorite. I'm gonna just say language wise, their best Filipino Spider-Man they've ever seen, and I'm leaving it at that. That was the joke. People left at that, and I was like, oh, I see what you did
That's
there.
a good joke.
I see what you did.
But yeah, there are not a lot of female characters in this movie, and while I understand why that is the case, and I understand given the story they were telling why that happened, it sure did happen though.
I mean, we're historically a shitty gender. I don't know what to tell you. So I mean, there's a lot of work to do on screen.
Anyway, migrating from that as fast. Those were all words, I promise. This is the end of our spoiler-free segment. We are now going to go into spoilers and in-depth thoughts of Spider-Man No Way Home. If this is where you leave us tonight, this is our last live show of the year. So we will see you all next year.
Peace out. Thanks for attending the birthday. Have a good one. About to go spoil Spider-Man.
Anyways,
So I'm happy with soft reboots.
Yes.
I am also happy with soft reboots. This
Because
was...
we get away. Yeah, go ahead.
This
The
was...
way this ended, yes.
Go ahead.
Just, yes. It ends with the Spider-Man that addresses every complaint I've had about the MCU Spider-Man for as long as he's existed.
I called it from a mile. Yeah.
It needed to be done, man. It was the only way to go forward, or else just revert that shit back to Sony. And nobody
This
wants
man
that.
needs to be sadder. Make him sadder. And then they did.
Although I do have some theories and thoughts about what Sony is doing going forward because Amy
And we'll
Pascal,
get there.
what you
We've
fucked
got
up.
a slide for that.
I'll
Yeah.
ride that train with you because if we've seen the same material so far, then I can ride that train with you.
Yeah. So if you've been piecing things together, but let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I'm not too like. For me, the villains were kind of shoehorned in, very much
At
so.
least two
And I
of them.
did-
Yep.
Right, and I didn't really like that. Especially with Sandman, that shit felt like forced. So I was like, I'm not cool with that. But
Yeah.
It's like they cast him late and went, "Oh, we've got to fit you in the movie now, huh?"
right, and then you motherfuckers left out a sixth member. Why go that far and not give us? If you're gonna give us fan service, Mark and Disney,
But not
why
the
go this
Sinister
far?
Six.
Yeah, and not
Not
go.
the Sinister Six.
Yeah, why not go that far? You already had Paul Giamatti. Is he not allowed at Disney camp? Can he not play stupid Rhino again for like one last time, please?
Mhm.
Something.
And they had.
I understand. I understand why you wouldn't bring back James Franco. He's high all the time. I
And
get
also-
it. So-
And facing his own new rounds of sexual misconduct.
oh, that's
So
that's
Yeah.
another thing.
yeah, because
Ooh.
he came out today talking about it. I didn't see what he said, but
Oh, did he?
he came out talking about the allegations. So that's also another situation. So
Oh, well,
Harry
at
Osborn
Disney-
is not in
But
company this
also-
version.
No,
Also-
well, but you see, there's also Dane DeHaan who played Harry Osborn in Amazing Spider-Man. So I mean,
That's
like,
also true.
you had another
They chose not
yeah,
to
you had
use it.
options. Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do this?
Yeah, this is
Was it another paycheck? He's not asking for much.
and just like that, this whole movie is very much playing by its own set of rules.
Mm.
As from the moment we cast that spell, or failed to cast that spell, or however the fuck the spells go in this movie, I was a little confused, to be honest.
I have a lot to say about the magic shit in this movie, but we'll get there.
Yeah. This movie like plays quick and loose with its own set of rules that it makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't. Yeah, I was just like,
That's also my one complaint about Endgame, but whatever. Which
Well,
this
I
was
just actually
in which this was Spider-Man Endgame, very much so.
little bit, but no.
Yeah.
On the magic shit.
yeah.
Yeah, on the magic shit. I get why it was a plot device here, and I actually enjoyed a fair amount of its use. But like, it wasn't interesting. It was not an interesting addition to the plot at any point.
No.
It was just there.
Yeah,
what was
because
sorry?
it had the magic. Because
Oh, yeah.
Once Peter gives back like the spider powers, or the magic spider powers.
the sling,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
zap
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
web,
the sling shooter. Got it.
zap
yeah.
web.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man's one-eyed sling shooter. Got it. Yeah. Anyway. One might call it his Peter Tingle. Anyway.
No, don't. I will
Nobody
never.
does.
But yeah, like it. I really, really, really would have liked to see that plot device come back in the third arc, even just for a one-off use of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That would have been cool. That would have been really nice, and it would have, because look, this is a 2.5-hour movie, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big things is synergy between all of your arcs, and every act should be connected to the others, and they were. In that the transition from act to act was solid and smooth, and I liked it. But Act 1 and Act 3 had very little to do with each other, and I did not like that.
Yeah, I am kind of like, like this. The thing with this movie is this, that everything for fan service was a-okay, but everything was also just kind of like put there just for that very reason. Like, here you go,
Yeah.
right? Here you go. Does it make sense? Here you go. You shut up and you will consume. Here you go, right?
What about everything you like?
Right? I was sitting there with Red. I was sitting there with Red and our partners. And we're sitting there like, I'm sitting there like, this is going somewhere, but like now what's next, right? You know,
Mm.
suddenly Ned's just like, I want Spider-Man, and then suddenly like things happen. It's just like, well, is that how the ring works? Because that's not how the ring works. You're supposed to just portal around. Now you're opening portals to everywhere. How is Ned doing this? Not even Wong is doing this. How's Ned doing this?
But didn't they explain it still that the factor of that is that they already were transported to that Earth? It's just that they were looking that Ned didn't have the proper focus of what he was looking for.
No,
'Cause that's-
like the point of the sling rings usually are locked to locations, not people.
Mm.
And so to suddenly be able to lock to a person and then miss is weird.
Weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Weird.
And also, it kind of
Right.
gives the magic like a thinking perspective and like sort of a oh, you want Peter Parker.
Well, this
I
is
guess
a Peter Parker.
A, B, and C, or 1, 2, 3, as they later discuss. It doesn't make any sense. It's location based, not people based. What?
No, right?
Yeah.
But here,
How does
we're
it
gonna
know who
serve you.
Peter Parker is?
Right? We're just gonna serve you here. Here's for the people who watched this 20 years ago. You shut your mouth. You consume.
Well,
Here's the one.
directly related.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it makes the movie makes a point about the mirror dimension being math based. That the way the shapes and the geometric functions are there is actually mathematically sound, and you can follow that if you understand the equation. And Peter uses that, and I thought that was cool and fun. A little bit bullshit, obviously, because Sorcerer Supreme, but I was willing to let it slide.
No,
in the
no,
name of
no, no,
watching
no.
Someone I liked do cool shit.
Yeah.
But-
yeah.
But it made that point of magic and math are very, very similar in a lot of ways.
Like
And
the
then to
Thor series
add
was
that-
trying to do there for a while.
But it can be people just because we say so was weird.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, hello.
Did it enjoy? But I was just like, okay, cool. I mean, I see why you did it. We also need to serve you for the guys who watched it 10 years ago. Here, consume. Shut your mouth.
Don't get me wrong. I was with the rest of the theater cheering, or at
Yeah,
least
me
very
too.
excited when both Garfield and Maguire came on screen.
Yeah.
And I loved what they did with the characters in terms of letting them interact and have moments and reference their own stories without making that the focus.
Mhm.
But
Hey, man, you got your money for 3 different Peters. Pause. And I was very happy about that.
Usually the stuff that I watch only has one Peter in it, but I'm glad you do you, boo.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, but I liked all 3 Spider-Men. Like, it was cool to see them. I'm glad they were there. The leaks were aplenty, spoiling this for me, so it's not like I got that big surprise.
Hey,
But
man,
also-
they put up a front for a long time,
They did.
and we all teetered. It was like, maybe,
we lied.
maybe.
No,
Even,
but I just
Even in some of the promotional stuff, Tom Holland was like, and with me are 2 people that I can't wait to discuss this with. And then it's Zendaya and then Ned Leeds.
Mhm.
And then he looks
Right.
right,
Jacob
and then,
Colton or something like that.
and
Or
then
maybe they could just be jerking you. You know what I mean?
right.
Cock tease in the lap. I don't
Right.
know.
And that's the next line is, oh, who else do you think I should be talking about this Spider-Man movie with?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but
Like
I-
that Sony knows that we know that it knows.
Okay,
Hey,
but
man.
I will say from the very beginning, and
Uh-huh.
I said this in our group chat.
Uh-huh.
If it was to happen, and we
Uh-huh.
get the other boys, it
Uh-huh.
happens. And what happened? We got our boys. I don't care. I know that's fan service, like I said.
No, I agree with you.
100%.
It's not fan service anybody's mad at.
No.
The whole world loves it.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Right?
But
The
I
whole world
called
loves
it.
it. Hey,
Loves it
I
so
am on
much.
the world.
We're not mad at that either. What the?
Loves it so
damn.
much that this movie in its opening weekend made as much money as Endgame did.
I think it
Good
was
for it.
Infinity War. I
Oh,
thought,
okay.
Or,
Good.
But yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
Like one of the top Avenger movies of all time. The
Yeah.
top money
I
making
also
movies
really-
of all time.
I also really
Listen, man.
respect the implication that Garfield murdered Harry Osborn after the film. I think that's
So-
pretty funny.
So, okay, so I'm happy that you brought that up because I'm going to go all the way back to the goddamn Morbius trailer. And that
Please
fucking
don't do
poster-
that to me.
Okay, I'm going to have to. I'm sorry. But remember when he walks past a poster of Spider-Man and it says it has murder on it?
Gino, I thought we were friends.
I'm sorry. But this
no,
is,
no,
this
no,
is-
because now this is the Spider Verse. So
This is Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
So I believe Garfield's coming back. is what I believe.
That's what it looks like.
Look. If that happens, I will be delighted. I will have a great time. I will be pleased with whatever happens because I really, really, really enjoyed everything he did in this movie. But I refuse to get my hopes up and then be disappointed.
Well, I mean, it looks like they're going
MJ.
back because here we didn't use the Sinister Six, and that plot line is still a Sony
hang on, wait.
thing they want to use.
No, look, look at the screen. There's a Sinister Six right there.
Yes, your tree. Yeah, I know the tree. Yes, tree.
I love
Groot.
the tree.
Yeah,
I
Brother
knew Groot
Groot.
was part of it.
I
Damn.
also
Right?
very much respect them checking. They were like, "Look, there's a tree. Was this on purpose? Is
this
this
a thing?
evil? Is this an evil tree?"
But
those are yeah.
but looks like they're weaving that stuff back together. So, and like Morbius is now a member of what? No, it looks and you have Venom. So it looks like they're going back to building that. So
Yeah.
That's the
Speaking,
thing I gotta raise with you guys though. So this is now referencing the end credit scene. Is that Venom that's been left behind? Because
It's a s-
that's the same way symbiotes reproduce, so it could be somebody else.
I think it's gonna be the MCU version of Venom, regardless.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to just carry over all memories. And it's just gonna be Venom.
Do
Period.
you think that Clintar is gonna call himself Venom as well?
Period. Yep. Period.
yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
it was gonna be anyone else, it has to be Sleeper, and I stand by that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's hard to say.
Right now, the MCU is all about giving you the actual format of what these people are supposed to be like. So that's why everybody's getting a second do over. You know,
So-
exactly. Wanda. Everybody's getting kind of like
So
one
speaking
kind.
of characters that are getting a second do-over, we have a secret character that we unlocked in this show. And we
Oh
talked
yeah, I
about
know Charlie Cox, right?
Yeah.
The good old Daredevil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
Good lawyer, right? Best line.
Perfect.
There was just some timing of it too. Just like, how did you do that? Just, I'm a really good lawyer.
Like it's not even
loved
related
it.
to sight at that point. Normal people just can't do that, and you're like, "What?" And he's like,
Yeah,
Oh,
unless you're the
100%.
fucking karate kid.
Just-
Like, like Peter was ready too, and he's just like, wait, that's my shtick, man.
Yeah, he's like, wait, you can catch things.
"Look, Daredevil seasons 2 and 3 weren't great,
We're middling at
but
best.
season 1 was really, really good, and I
Perfect.
like Charlie Cox's face, so
Correct.
I would like to see more of it."
Well, with Kingpin back on Hawkeye and Daredevil here in No Way Home, as you can see, they're now interweaving these universes supposed to be, and so I believe going forward, I believe Spidey's be doing that more street level stuff as we go forward, and we'll be dealing with more
Nightcrawler,
Daredevil
for
and Kingpin, and maybe more. I think maybe connecting those guys a bit more nowadays because Tom Holland seems to be sticking around, maybe, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Maybe.
Because-
So they have said,
So I was about to say, hold on, hear me out.
Mhm.
So Amy Pascal, she says like we're doing another trilogy, 4, 5, 6, Tom Holland, and then she had to backtrack on that, right? Because that wasn't the case. So it looks like they're doing stuff from the MCU side, and they're already developing 4, but they're also doing stuff on Amy
The
Pascal's side of the
Sonyverse.
pond.
Yeah.
Sonyverse stuff. So I think that's what she kind of meant. She kind of just, and Kevin Feige's always got to be there to kind of Amy all the time. He's like, Amy, can you? No, that's not what she meant, guys.
Amy,
Like, hold on.
shut
Shut up. Okay, hold on. Let me say it. Okay, never mind.
No.
So what she meant was, and he has to fix it for her. So
Yeah. Yo, Kevin is literally Ezio in the aspect of that he has to talk to like the passer bard and just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up."
hey Amy,
Hey,
hey
Padre.
Amy, hey Amy, what did the president of the MCU say to the person who's not the president of the MCU?
President-
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck up.
Okay.
That's a good
So,
bit. I appreciate it.
coming back to within the actual show's world instead of playing with Kevin Feige and shut up. Anyway,
Even the Watcher.
yeah, the Watcher himself.
Mhm.
I kind of want to talk about the death in this movie.
Really? Really?
kinda-
Aunt May? Really?
Can I
How there's
can I
Aunt
say
May?
something rude?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Oh boy,
I was trying not to laugh during that scene.
you're foul.
Woo! Okay.
You're going to hell.
No,
man.
and here's
It wasn't well executed.
up until this point, I was along the ride for the movie.
Uh-huh.
And then during this scene, I know and there has been a briefcase that says BP Ben Parker. So Uncle Ben already exists. You just bait and switched me is what you've done.
Well, okay, and then there was also, here's the thing, because like, and someone correct me real quick. Did they mention who the Ben Parker is, or if there is a Ben Parker in this universe?
All they've said,
They
all
never
they've
reference
shown is a briefcase with BP on it. That's the one that Peter took to the Europe.
Europe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where
that
he
was like
but
the
Spider
possible
Gigolo,
closest.
European Gigolo, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so the only thing with that, and besides disregarding that, like I guess the suitcase, is that technically, since there wasn't, I guess, a Ben Parker shown in the universe, like physically shown per se, or like actually like, oh, here's a picture of Ben Parker. All right, they were basically just like alluding it so then it would be Aunt May to be the one that would be like that. I guess that totem
Says the
for him.
famous words and becomes that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and just like, and it'd be something more meaningful because it's someone like that's in the comics has been in his life for the whole aspect of it. So that's why people were like, I guess more alluding it to that way instead of it, having it Ben.
Lust.
But
It seems in this universe, Peter got his spider bite. Uncle Ben died, but Uncle Ben never gave him those words.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Ben
Right.
just died normal.
Right? Peter seems that in this world, Peter Spider stuff seems to have developed slower,
Mhm.
and I guess he wasn't there to be able to stop, what happened that night, or he was just careless because he alludes when he talks to Tony. He alludes that when you have power and you don't do stuff, bad,
The
bad stuff happen
concept
to
has
good
been
people.
there, but they've been refusing to say the line up until this
Exactly.
Right.
So I think they were just saving it for that, right?
Had-
Yeah.
But it created this thing, right, where Green Goblin's going off. He's
The goat.
slapping
Green
slapping
Goblin's
Peter
goat, yeah.
around. Yeah. And my roommate and I were just that's who I went to see this movie with. We're just sitting there like, this is kind of May's fault, right? Because that's the thing that we were doing throughout the movie was discussing the role of the adults in the film in reference to Peter, because as Doctor Strange alludes later, he's still literally a fucking child and his decision-making skills ain't peak. Not as
Yeah.
good as they could be. And so responsibility can't be explicitly subscribed to him because, again, he's still a child. But we were joking about that and like, okay, this is Aunt May's fault. Next thing you know, she's going to make the great responsibility line. And then we see her get smacked by the glider. And I was like, oh, she's going to say the great responsibility line. And there was the whole bit. And then the cops show up and I was like, you going to shoot a teenager crouching on the ground, actively crying?
Yeah.
It all went down. I was just like, this is ludicrous.
And
This
also,
is so
I mean,
silly.
and also,
I mean, the foreshadowing was there. She was feeding
Yeah.
Norman a homicidal maniac porridge. What are you doing, Aunt May? He can't wear a
Everybody
goddamn
knows.
costume. Cover it with something else.
everybody
What
knows.
Cry.
You live in this world of all these weird characters, and this guy comes in like wearing this green armor. Like, I'm lost. What's happening here?
Also,
Yeah.
there's a voice in my
Yeah.
head. Also, I was a major villain where I come from. Also, I died.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. But there's that scene also Loki got rude for me because like obviously there were some parts that were like trying to hit the beat of like the emotional and like the sadness of like all the aspects.
It didn't work.
Okay, I get it. But for that part, like I was like, oh shit, like I like in my head I was like, I can expect it to happen. Like everybody who's like watching Spider-Man or who are seeing Spider-Man, we're expecting it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
When it happened for me, because I was with like a group of my friends, and I was sitting with my friend that like loves watching Marvel movies together.
Mhm.
We were sitting there.
You got one of
and
them
Aunt
too,
May-
huh?
Hold on. Aunt May got hit by the glider at that point, right? And then I was like, oh shit. I was like in my head, I was like, oh fuck, I don't think she's gonna make it, or like I don't
Yeah,
think
she's
that's
done
like
for.
like she's like it's not gonna be good. My friend, the whole bastard, was whispered over and leaned over to me and was like, just like, Peter's like, May, just catch your breath. Just it's okay. Just take care. And then like, my friend was like, yeah, I don't think she caught her breath. And I was like, oh god. I was like, son of a bitch. How did you do that?
That's so.
The glider was, in theory, well done in terms of the rule of three. You reference that the glider killed Goblin. The glider kills May. The
Mm.
glider fails to kill Goblin because other Peter stops Peter. But
Yo,
actually, the carrying out of that, I was a little bit still like, this is a mediocre use of a prop.
The
and a
joke.
piece.
I'm just gonna say Aunt May got off lucky because like Norman was in a homicidal nature. And I mean, like, as you see him, he was pretzeling that poor boy upstairs. So I mean,
This
Aunt
was
May,
full baby eater goblin.
you know what I
okay?
mean? Yeah, and Aunt May's a whole weight class under Peter. So I mean, like, if Peter was getting folded, she was getting laundried, bro. Get it? So she got lucky with the fucking glider. Oh yeah. And sorry, I take that back. If Peter was getting folded up there, she was getting origamied. So like, she was lucky she got the glider. She's lucky.
Like,
Norman will turn into this.
stop.
That's beautiful. I love you. Thank you. But no,
Wow.
like, yeah. It was. This goblin was a class of his own, which was both interesting, and then towards the end, weird.
But listen, the absolute ass handing this fucking goblin got from our Peter was something straight out of the WWF. Like,
you're telling me Macho was up there like, ooh,
I was backed off.
Macho Man is up there like, "Oh yeah, don't take me in. You got it."
You know what time it is? Time for the cream to rise to the. Oh, you know the rest.
Ooh,
yeah.
Gabby, I don't think you should take me in. That was all yours. So like,
Really
Oh,
conflicted
man.
on that scene because on the one hand, obviously I love seeing heroes come very, very close to breaking their own rules and then realizing that actually they have those rules for a reason and I'm not going to. But if Aunt May dies, Peter Parker kills someone. Those are the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make them. That's the rule though.
Mm-hmm.
If Aunt May dies, Peter Parker kills who's ever responsible. That's just what has to happen.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules. So like,
Here,
I
yeah.
get it. Why he didn't kill this version of Norman Osborn and why that didn't happen. It wasn't poorly done at all. It was well performed, and I thought that was neat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the "it's fine, I've been stabbed before." That was good.
Because what are you gonna do? Look at the man, tell him that he's wrong.
I'm all right. I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I got
But if Aunt May dies, Peter Parker has to kill someone. And I felt bereft at not getting that.
But our Peter Parker doesn't kill yet. Anyway, kill mode.
Yet.
Um,
Call Kane. We'll talk about it later.
Hey man, I'm just happy that we had the excuse of these two coming in, and hey, listen, I'm trying to bypass that. I'm leaving that alone. All right, I ain't soothing that one.
Listen, if
caress
we're
it.
doing Spider-Man from the beginning again, that means we have potential to do a Clone Saga table. That's how...
No! You shut your
I know.
food hole. You
I
shut your
was thinking
food hole
about
now.
Hey.
Quiet on that.
Red. Listen.
Quiet on that.
Listen. Just listen real close, okay? Shut the fuck up.
You quiet on that.
Even
No, but Red's right.
I'm leaving
Red's
that.
right. They resurrected
see-
the Clone Saga for Miles recently. They could do it in the MCU.
No, we'll see a symbiote saga before we're doing something fucking clone. Listen, man.
Before, yeah, but that doesn't mean it won't happen.
Okay, so
Oh, listen, I'm just happy that we pulled these Spider-Man in to kind of give him the information to change his costume from everything ridiculous at Tony Stark's House of Madness to classic red and blue.
love it. By the
Yeah.
way,
Thank you.
hey, can we just appreciate how now this entire fucking Earth and universe has stripped the last of its teeth from Tony Stark's dead fucking body?
I could
Marvel's
cry.
first
Beautiful.
Marvel's first 10 years is no longer thematically there. We have now moved forward and away from that.
Yeah.
Yay!
And plus
Over.
the suit representation is close to like just the like comics version and even to the PS4 version that they were like representing with the classic style, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's
Beast
beautiful. It's
Wars
about
good.
time. It's about fucking time, man.
Oh man, it's a perfect combination of everything, and I'm like,
Yeah. And I like how the movie kind of was pushing like every costume design, like every leftover costume design they had, like it's like inverse costume and fucking Iron Spider is on top of his costume again, and
Yeah.
mystical
Magic.
costume. It's like just throwing things in the last second to be like, okay, now we're done doing
and
that shit.
upgraded with nanotech combined. Boom.
Exactly. So from here on out, looks like if we're gonna do any Spider-Man costume changes, this is gonna be red and blue, symbiote, back to red and blue. Yay!
No, BC, you're on the fucking nose because like it's not that I hated everything about Iron Man Jr. as Peter Parker.
I like
except
that they
I
called that
definitely
out
did, and I've
in
been
the
very
movie.
vocal about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But not only is it like just a displeasement in terms of the ideologies that these different characters hold, but one of the big things that bothers me is that a Peter Parker with a bulletproof suit is going to behave very differently than a Peter Parker in spandex. And
Mhm.
now he's back in spandex, and that's my boy. That's my
Peter
boy.
Tingle will no longer be called Peter Tingle. It shall be called a Spider-Sense because I think we own the rights to that now. Back in that camp. Because I believe Sony and Marvel's made their two Spider-Men now because you can do whatever you want. And now we can call things what they need to be, Spider-Sense and blah, blah, blah. So we're moving forward. So, yeah, I'm happy about that, man.
The last thing I want to discuss tonight is our post-credit scenes. This first one doesn't make any fucking sense.
Without context, no. But, I mean, who cares? The symbiote's there, so leave
But
it
it's
be.
Venom, so
I think it's
okay.
funny.
Yeah, leave it be.
Yeah. And so, moving past that one as quickly as fucking possible.
Mhm.
Doctor Strange trailer? Hello, what?
The second one was just a trailer for Doctor Strange. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
fine.
Which is fine.
I didn't like that.
Just fine. Yeah.
I didn't like that choice. I think you can just drop a Doctor Strange trailer. I think you can do that. You're allowed.
Or
And you
you
can
can
give us
at
something
least
else?
say Doctor Strange will return and then move to your trailer, which they didn't do.
Or yeah, or like like Table said, you could just given us a trailer before this movie here, and at the end of this credits, you could have given us
Or give us
like
a
you did with,
scene leading to that.
you know?
Yeah.
or give us
right?
like
No,
a
not even that, or just not even that, or just like leave it with Tony's hammering out. We just have some kind of Peter doing something, and just leave it in the past as we go. We don't need to have anything extra after the trailer, after the credits. You know what I mean? Doesn't
Right.
have to be.
Mhm.
right.
It was a cool trailer.
Yeah,
I like where we're going, and we'll talk
America
a little.
Chavez.
Yeah.
Yes, bro, I nearly
Here's-
screamed.
Here's the problem, Taylor. Okay.
Taylor, huh?
We're,
Yeah, I was like,
That's
who?
not
yeah,
my
let's
name,
move past
motherfucker.
that as fast as
I
possible.
didn't realize this was DC Comics, but all right, continue.
Excellent. Good
Okay.
pull. Excellent.
Tom? Are you gonna call me Tom next?
Table. Like,
Yeah, what's up?
That's what you meant.
yes.
Understood.
Yeah. You know that unfortunately, Kate Bishop and America Chavez, they're gonna strip the queer from both of them, right?
You don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. You don't know that yet.
Look, we've got young Loki, we've got Kate Bishop, we've got America Chavez. We could have this.
You got
They could-
Wiccan. It's on its way. You quiet your mouth.
We've seen Wiccan. Look, you're probably right. They probably won't be as queer as I'd like them to be. But they might be a little queer. They might be a little queer.
It might sprinkle a little queer.
I don't like the sprinkling of a little queer. Anyway,
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's about. We're
Right.
going that way.
Right.
Well, all right, we got a
Right.
wrap though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna leave you with this evening is this is our last show of 2021. This has been an absolute blast, streaming for exactly 1 full year now. And we look forward to doing more things with both of our twitch.tv/NerdCrusade shows. So very much look forward to a lot and some changes in the pipeline coming with us into 2022. And lots of interesting stuff in the pipeline. So thank you all for sticking with us thus far. And we'll see you all in next year.
We see them on Saturday. We're gonna see them Saturday because we're opening gifts.
Ah.
I'm gonna see you on Saturday. Them?
Yeah.
No, not so much.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, though.
What I want to leave everybody with is Beastie brought it up, and it's a wonderful segue, that this movie was very much bringing us back to where Stan Lee and Steve Ditko began the character. And so I believe it might have been in celebration of Stan Lee. Andrew Garfield has himself a little bit of a speech on Spider-Man the character. And so that's where I'd like to leave everybody. We will see you
All right,
all
y'all.
later.
Stanley
Take it
says
easy. Have a good night.
that the reason why
Merry
Spidey is so
Christmas.
popular
Merry
is because all
Christmas.
of us can relate to him, and I agree.
Merry Christmas.
I needed Spidey.
Oh no,
in my
not them.
life
Yes, them.
When I was a
Kinda,
kid,
sorta.
and he gave me hope. In every comic I read, he was living out mine and every skinny
Alright.
boy's fantasy
So,
of being
Saturday morning,
stronger,
11 a.m. See you
of
guys.
being free of the body I was born into, and that swinging sensation of flight. And upon receiving his power, unlike most who become corrupted, he used it for good. And I think we all wish that we had the courage to stick up for ourselves more, to stick up for a loved one more, or even a stranger you see being mistreated. And Peter Parker has inspired me to feel stronger. He made me, Andrew, braver. He reassured me that by doing the right thing, it's worth it. It's worth the struggle. It's worth the pain. It's worth even the tears, the bruises, and the blood. And I wouldn't be able to stand here in front of you guys right now without feeling that Spider-Man was here with me, with his reassuring hand on my shoulder, making sure I don't fall over and concuss myself. And he has inspired countless people, girls, boys, men, women, all of us. And he has saved lives, and he saved my life.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and button mash a thumbs up. If you want to swing by when we have a new video, web up the sub button. Oh, and while you're at it, hit the bell to be notified. Bye.